Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Franklin and Douglas, where we give you. No, we don't give you anything. Hold on a second.
We don't
See?
give you anything.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Franklin and Douglas, where we talk about current events and give you bad advice. I'm Franklin, and with me, as always, is my buddy, my soulmate,
Oh,
my heartbeat,
oh,
Douglas. Double
oh,
D.
oh
How's
my
it
God.
going?
I I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm great. I can't even get loud because the feels that just hit me in the feels.
Oh my God, you're so ridiculous. Oh, that's good. Okay. So, how's the week been going?
Oh, the week has been going just great. Again, our weather in the Midwest is up and down, up and down. So, but that's
Mm-hmm.
spring in the Midwest. So my sinuses are sinusing right now.
Okay.
Um, I'm currently the mug of the week is He-Man. I have the power as he's
Nice.
drinking coffee.
Now, I
So,
heard that there's a new He-Man movie being made.
oh, is there?
I can't. Yeah. Okay. So, you remember the guy that played with, I can't even think of her name. Okay. She's the Princess of Genovia.
Was it Anne Hathaway or something?
Anne Hathaway. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever movie she just recently played in with this young guy where he was a singer or whatever. At any rate, he's supposed to be He-Man.
Oh,
Okay, look it up. It's a thing, and
okay.
he's a cutie too.
Nothing will ever beat the original live action He-Man movie.
Nothing ever. These kids nowadays have no clue.
They don't. They really don't.
None. Yeah. So anyway, sorry about that, but but the cup is cute. I love it. Good
Hey,
job.
speaking of live action, how was your week?
Oh, God. This week has been a lot. Like you say, the weather. I have been popping my Claritin because you can't take Benadryl anymore. I
Yeah.
read a study.
Yeah.
I read a study that Benadryl is causing dementia in people. And so I'm like, well, damn, I've been a Benadryl head for the longest. So
Yep.
at any rate, Claritin it is. The pollen count is up. Um, yeah, it's been a fast paced week. As you know, I was in Mexico last week, and so
Oh
getting back
yeah.
here and just getting reacclimated. The water down there just dried my eyes out.
Did you
But
get any new
I
work
didn't get
though?
sick. I
No.
did get work done, but I did not get sick. Thank
Okay.
God. I didn't get sick. I was so happy about that.
Excellent.
Um, and let's see what else is going on. Nothing much. This week has just been a lot going on as far as personal stuff. But other than that, can't complain. We're still here, right?
True that.
Right.
Whether we
Oh,
want to
I
be or
know
not.
exactly. And I've been playing the stock market. I told you
Oh
that.
goodness.
It's been rough. At one week, one day I could have retired. The next day I was like, I got to get three jobs. I don't like playing this. I don't like doing this. So
Think you picked a
we'll see
bad time
how.
to play it or a good time. I mean, depends on how you look at it, but
I think it's a good time. As they say, the true people say you got to hold out. It's going to be okay.
you got to know
Because you
when to
never
hold
know.
them, know when to
You got
fold
to
them.
fold them, and you got to know when to walk away. And so, so yeah, it's been that's the roller coaster for me. I've sit up there and do my watch list. I'm on my phone watching my stock. I'm supposed to be working, but I've got that up. I'm texting Elon on the side. When are you going to get out of the government and start running this damn country?
Or company.
Yeah, the company rather. But yeah, it's been fun though. It's interesting. I like to see how it all turns out. Now, when I become a billionaire, a zillionaire, don't be like, oh, hey there, buddy. No,
We're getting
you
that
didn't
sister
believe in
wives
me.
complex set up in that case.
You didn't believe me. You didn't believe in me. Oh, my God. So that's great. So, what do you have for us this week, Double D?
Well, this week I thought we go down the murder mystery path as I know that you're a fan
Ooh,
of.
love it.
But still a sad story because this is a true story. So
Okay.
we're going to talk about the deaths of the Lewis twins, Qaadir and
Mm,
Nazir. So,
yes.
yeah, crazy story. I mean, depending on how you look at it. So, on March 8th, yeah, March 8th, 19-year-old twins, brothers, Qaadir and Nazir Lewis, were found dead on the summit of Bell Mountain in Georgia. So, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, also known as the GBI, initially stated that the deaths was a result of a murder suicide as they were both found with gunshot wounds, but the family
Mm,
is insisting that it's not possible.
mm. Yes. I've been following this,
Yeah.
and it's extremely interesting and sad. But yeah, something I don't believe it either. I don't believe it was a murder suicide.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna put it out there right now that um honestly, if they were white, sorry, gotta say it, they were white, this would be all over the news.
Right.
This would be a huge topic, but it's not. It's on the back nine there, and no one's talking about it. It's extremely interesting. Now, if it was a murder suicide, that's still very sad, but
Mhm.
it's very strange. These young men had a great relationship. Everyone was saying,
Yeah.
you know,
So let's
that's how they're going to talk about us when we when we kick the bucket and kill each other. They had such a great relationship.
I think it depends on who offs who is a penny if it ends up in the news or not. But
Exactly. Okay.
well,
It,
let's
it'll it'll be me.
it's me. Hi. So let's talk about leading up to what happened here.
Okay.
So
Please, please.
as I said, the family's confused as to how the boys had even wound up in the summit. So the boys
Mhm.
had plans to fly to Boston to visit friends on March 7th, so the day before that they were found. The family believed that they had boarded their 7 a.m. flight on the 7th. When the bodies were found, their paper tickets were discovered in their wallets.
Mm,
So their uncle Raheem Bronner had booked the flights for them himself, and it said the twins don't hike out there, and they've never been to that area. He said that the boys did not know anything about. So it was in Hiwassee,
mm.
Hiawassee, Hiwassee,
Okay.
Georgia, and never heard of Bell Mountain, as it's 90 miles from their home. The family has also said that the boys were not known to hike. So how did they even end up there?
Right, right.
So
So they weren't ever at the airport. They were at home and ended up at the in the mountains. Is
yeah,
that what
well,
what they're saying?
so nothing I read, like going through all the different articles, nothing like what my question was is how did they get to the airport? Like, did they take themselves?
Right.
The family dropped them off? Like, that's where
Did they get
I
an
feel like,
Uber?
yeah, that's where I'm kind of feel like there's some missing information there. But
Right.
so like were they dropped off at the airport and did someone take them from
Mhm.
the airport to the mountains? Like, did they say,
See?
okay, we're leaving, and then that was it, kind of thing?
Right, right.
So I
Because if the flight was at 7 o'clock, you know me. I'm sitting at the airport at
yeah,
4:15
right,
AM,
right.
just sitting there waiting for my plane.
Same. I'm one of
So
those people too.
yeah. So my question is, okay, so were they had to be at the airport, or where were they? Who dropped them off? And who uses paper tickets anymore? I saw that as well on and I'm like, you guys, you can get this on your phone. Why is everybody walking around with paper tickets?
Not everyone is technologically advanced as you, Franklin.
I'm just saying, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
I mean, true. So, as for the
But yeah, there's a lot of missing
yeah,
missing information in this story. But
this
go
is why I
ahead.
need to be a reporter because I would ask these questions. But
Exactly.
so
Exactly.
as for the murder suicide theory, the family
Mhm.
refuses to accept that theory. The twins were from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and again, were both 19. According
Mhm.
to the GoFundMe that their aunt Yasmin had posted, said the twins had dreams of starting their own clothing line. Yasmin also expressed on the website that her nephews wouldn't do this, that they came from a family of love, and the twins wanted so much for their future.
Right.
Raheem has stated that the brothers were very protective of each other, loved each other, and were inseparable. I mean, kind of a weird quote, this next one, but he said that he had never seen the brothers even get into a fist fight. So I never got into a
Well,
fist fight
you
with
know,
my
it's
brother, but I still want to kill him sometimes, you know?
exactly. I mean, I think that twins, they have a connection.
Yeah,
There's, certain twins that don't get along or whatever, but at the end of the day, they have a connection with each other. And from the sounds of it, these two had that beautiful bond with each other.
right.
And it is very interesting to see what happened. And like I say, I think that it's not in the news enough. We need to be figuring out what happened with them and to them. So again, if that was the case, it was a murder suicide, or they decided as a pack, this is what we want to do. Okay, I'll accept that.
Right, right.
But it's so random, you know. It's just random. It's like one of us doing something totally out of the norm.
Yeah.
It's like that should send red flags to people, you know? Like, she went to church. What?
Yeah, something ain't right here.
Something's not right.
Getting right with God before she goes out on a murder spree.
Okay, exactly. So, but yeah, it's like, those kind of things. It's like people know each other. And, if like you and I send, we are on different platforms sending memes and different things, and all of a sudden,
Yes.
if I go radio silent for 2 days, you're like, are you alive?
Right.
It's like a couple of my friends was like, hey, are you still there?
Except when you're in Mexico, it's like, either she's kidnapped or she's fine.
Okay. Oh my
If
God.
I get a
Okay.
pinky figure mailed to me, then I know.
It's right. I got lost one time and I'm like, oh God, the cartel is going to get me. Driving down this dark dirt road.
Listen, I would send your finger back and be like, I ain't got no money. Good luck with that.
Just let me be. Just let me
Yeah.
be. I'm going to plead for them to let me run the cartel. I'm like, hey, just give me a little territory. I can knock this out for you.
Let's move on with, where we're at now. So the bodies
Okay.
were found by hikers at the
Hmm.
summit of Bell Mountain on March 8th, about 11 a.m. The GBI, in a press statement on March 9th, stated that the brothers were both found with gunshot wounds and that the preliminary investigation revealed that the deaths to be a murder suicide. So the GBI medical examiner completed their autopsies as announced on March 16th, but the official
Hmm.
ruling and results are pending additional tests. So I'm looking as of yesterday. So when we record this, I looked on April 4th for
Yeah.
where we're at now with this case because we're
Right.
almost creeping up on a month and have not seen any information whatsoever on what the ruling is so far. So if I missed it, please someone let us know. But I have yet to
No, you
find
didn't miss
out,
it. There's no update because they don't have one, or they're not taking it. It's not at the priority for them.
which is crazy. But I don't know. I guess if it was my loved one, I would want to make sure that
I
something's
need to get
coming
all the
out.
information so I can solve this because I can.
Right.
So yeah, it's really sad. Hopefully they find out what happened, and again, if it is the murder suicide, we need to figure out what happened with them and why they felt they needed to go down that road. But it is what it is right now. But
Well, yeah.
yeah, so thoughts and
So,
prayers to the family.
well, let's add like some even more sadness to the story.
Hmm.
So, a volunteer firefighter has been accused of taking photos of the twins' bodies. So,
Yeah, that wasn't sad. It was disgusting.
well, that too. But I mean, it's
Yeah,
sad for the. I mean, you'll see as we go on. But to me, like I'm sad for the family at least. So,
right, right. They took
so
pictures of the bodies and
right.
shown. And that happened with Kobe Bryant. You remember that
Oh yeah, I forgot all
when
about
the
that.
the police, and he went to the bar showing the pictures. I'm
Yeah,
like, who does that? That's
right.
disgusting. So
So
yeah, firefighter. I think did he get fired for doing that?
yeah, so his name was Scott Curlin. He was 42 of the Hiawassee area.
Where,
Was
what
charged
is
with
this? Hawassi?
Hiawassee. So was charged with misdemeanor obstruction after he was accused of taking the photos and sharing them publicly. The GBI announced it isn't clear exactly how Curlin shared the photos, but according to the town's County school superintendent, it was shared among students. So
Ugh,
he said the school's district was made aware of a crime scene photo that was shared with some of the students.
gross.
Yeah, and then
Absolutely disgusting.
so the district launched an investigation, and they're saying that the photo is no longer in the students' possessions. But I mean, it's the internet. I mean, things are
Exactly. It's
out there
still out
forever.
there.
So
Ugh.
of course, the family is worried that they're going to go on social media, and they're afraid that they're going to see the photos themselves. They're worried that the
Mm-hmm.
boy's mother is going to, on top of her grief of all this, is then going to end up seeing crime scene photos. Like it's disgusting. It really is.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. People just have no heart. But whatever. It's sad.
So the last thing that I have here that I thought was interesting as well
Mhm.
is that the area is also known, supposedly, that so far as much as the things I've found, it's known as a sundown town. So, for those of you who don't know, sundown towns are all white communities that exclude African Americans and other minorities from living within the city limits. These are usually enforced or have been enforced with violent threats, forced expulsion, such as mobs, um, you know, removing minorities by force.
Mhm. Mhm.
Many sundown towns appeared in Georgia during the late 19th to early 20th century.
Please,
um,
they're still there
oh, yeah.
now.
And then, so oral evidence suggests that the county seat of Hiawassee had a reputation for violence against African Americans, particularly after nightfall. So black residents did not account for even 1% of the county's residents until the 2020 census, which counted 158 black residents out of a total population of 12,493. So that just adds on top of, for me at least, adds on top of, this mystery of what really happened to these
Right.
boys.
Because if their flight was at 7 o'clock, they had to be there early. Technically, sunrise isn't until 7 o'clock.
Mm,
So if they were out before that, mm, what do you think?
right.
Ugh, it's disgusting. Ugh,
Yeah, I mean, I feel horrible for this family, for these boys. I mean, they know best. I get that some people try to paint their loved ones in a brighter light
right,
when it comes to their deaths, but I just feel like this family is really fighting and pushing that this is very unexpected, that, even their sister has come out and, has said words about how they were the light of her life and everything. Like,
right, right.
I have yet to hear anything bad about these
Yeah.
boys, so
I mean,
it's troubling.
it is. And again, if anyone says that about me, they're lying.
Yeah.
I'm
She
not the
lit
light
up
of
a room when
anyone's.
she walked in.
I did not light up a room. Light it up with that mouth. What the hell is going on here? But yeah, no, seriously, that is extremely sad, and it's true. There people come out and they start saying those type of things, but it sounds like these young men were exactly what they were saying they were, and that's why it's very sad, and we want to hear more and investigate more about what happened. But when you throw that tidbit of information in, it just again brings it all to light. And that's why I really and truly think that there is something sinister that happened
Mhm.
with these young men. And hopefully it comes to light and the people are taken care of. But at any rate,
So
sad stuff.
it is. So let's end on something a little bit more uplifting, shall we? I wanted to
Please.
do a little update. So a little quick update. You know that I am obsessed with Onijah Robinson. I already did a
That's what
whole
happened to her.
I did a whole episode on her a couple
Hmm.
episodes back. So Onijah, for those of you who don't know, she's the woman that went to Pakistan, became viral with she's gonna get her money, her man is out there, and him and his family actually fled when she arrived, what have you. So then just to retouch, she also flew into Dubai but has disappeared for about a month, I believe it's been, since
It
she
seems like it's
landed
been
in
a
Dubai.
while.
Yeah.
Right.
So Onijah is back in New York, girl. She's back home.
Woo.
Woo! Yes.
Welcome home.
She was missing her. So in the videos I watched, she's missing her trademark white foundation with the the crazy high eyebrows or the painted on
Okay.
eyebrows, but she was looking good. She said that she was in Dubai for about a month. When they asked if she was in prison, she either kind of avoided the question or said that she wasn't in prison. That was just a
Uh-huh.
misunderstanding. I mean,
She was in prison.
a month long
She was in prison.
misunderstanding. Yeah. She,
Exactly.
so
She
she
was
was.
in prison.
So it's gonna be interesting to see if like if Dubai comes back and says anything, but I haven't seen anything yet.
They was
Um,
like, "Get her out of here. I'm so tired of listening to her."
we ain't giving her no money.
Okay.
So she was seen out in Brooklyn, New York, wearing a Fenty bodysuit, Chanel boots, and Dior leg warmers. Um,
Okay. Well, let's see, the Dubai, somebody hooked her up.
right?
Oh
She,
my
I
God.
mean, she's been wearing name brands. Like she looks great. I mean, she's wearing like natural makeup. Her eyebrows aren't all crazy. Like she's looking good, I have to
Okay.
say. So, but she's
Good.
still telling people that she's married still to Nidel Ahmed, and that they're in love. that they're going to still get back together. The thing that one of the interviews, like TMZ was interviewing her, and it was driving me nuts because whoever was interviewing her from TMZ obviously did not know the situation because she's like,
Right.
"Who's Nidal? Is this somebody new? Did you just meet him?" And it's like, "Girl, have you not been on TikTok? Like, this
Okay.
is the
That's my
whole person."
husband.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they
Well, I'm
asked,
glad that she is okay.
yeah. Well, they asked when she was going back, and she said they still need to discuss it. She said that she's still going to get that 20,000, and she's still going to get that land. That they're
Of
still
course
going to
she
give
is.
her $100,000, and that
Get your
uh,
stuff, girl.
well, and she said there's going to have a new TV show coming out with her and her husband. Again, this is Onijah, so who knows if any of this is even real?
Ooh.
But I'd watch
You'll
it.
be her number one fan. I should
Yeah,
say
I
you'll
mean,
be her
I'll
number
watch
one
it.
fan.
I'll get my
Like, what you
Onijah
doing
coffee
tonight?
mug.
I am watching the Onijah show.
And I don't watch TV. I don't really watch TV shows, but I would
Right.
definitely watch that.
that's that's incredible. Well, good. I'm glad she's okay and didn't get stuck in Dubai, because that is not a place to be stuck in. It's
Right.
beautiful to be there and everything, but you can't do anything wrong
Right.
because you'll be gone for a month.
But hey, golf for a month, come back wearing designer clothes and looking good. So
Right. Good for her. Good for
yeah.
her. That's great. Well, a lot of information there. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
What kind of advice do you have? Did Nigel send anything in? Do you have any?
I
Do
wish I'd be all
you
over
have a
it.
question?
How do I get
Wow.
my 100,000 from the people of Pakistan?
Let me tell you how, girl.
So, as always, we want to remind our audience that we are not trained professionals and our advice
No, we're
should
not.
not be taken seriously. But,
Never.
but, what qualifications do we have, Franklin?
Well, we survived the Castros 2 for 1 night
Amen.
and didn't get stuck in that Dubai prison for a month with
Yeah.
that man in the van. So we are we are qualified to lead you through life's challenges. Hit me with it.
So today we're going to be pulling our question from Reddit's advice category and the Am I the Asshole category.
You are.
Thanks. Oh, Nigel would say differently, but if you would like us to answer your requests for advice, please DM us on our socials or comment. Maybe your question will appear on our next episode.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
do it.
So this one stuck out to me, and I was a little terrified for this person. So
Mm.
it's titled "There's a little girl that's terrorizing my apartment." Yes.
Is it okay? Go ahead, because I already have a lot of thoughts here.
So this is a very bizarre situation I've never been in before. Sorry for the dramatic title, but it's becoming an actual issue now. For the last month, it feels like 90% of the time I go outside to my car, an 8-year-old girl and her dog appear and try to interact with me. Sounds
Mm,
cute, right? That's what I
no,
thought.
sounds creepy
I know already. That's what I
already.
thought until I realized it wasn't. The first time she came up to me, she ran from across the parking lot and said, "I think my dog likes you." I thought it was kind of sweet until she got too close for comfort, started repeating the same line over and over and giggling very loudly, almost maniacally. She wouldn't leave me alone until I physically walked away. She even followed me to the apartment door, talking nonstop.
Oh my God.
Already, I'm like,
I'm creepy.
I
I'm
get
creeped out
goosebumps.
here. Okay.
I,
Okay. Does
I,
she have a balloon with her as
I
well?
know. So
Okay.
I brushed it off at first, thinking maybe she's neurodivergent No judgment, I'm ADHD and probably more. I didn't think much of it until it became a daily thing. I work from home and go outside a few times a day for breaks. She goes and says she smokes. She's always out there with her dog, not a parent in sight. I started
Ooh.
noticing red flags when her mood began flipping between happiness and sudden anger. She hits her dog a lot. She'll scream, quiet, 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 and punch her dog with each word.
No.
I know. I've seen her drag the dog while it's pooping, so it has to walk while going, and the dog cries. It's awful to witness. She runs up to anyone outside, delivery drivers, residents, other dog owners, and repeats, I think my dog likes you over and over until they respond. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
She's a little creepy. Like the little kid just in the hallway with the standing there, with that
yes.
the shining,
Yeah, the twins.
and then the doll, the murdering doll. What was
Uh,
that
Chucky?
Caroline or
Oh,
Chucky? All of them.
Annabelle?
Yeah, Annabelle.
If someone has a
Hello.
dog, if someone has a dog, she'll walk up to them too closely while their dogs are barking aggressively. I've seen multiple residents literally pick up their pets and speed walk away from her. People have started cracking the exit door and scanning for her before they step outside. I mean, that's me right there. There's there's construction happening next door and she just hangs out with the workers. They ignore her now, but she'll bring them offerings of handfuls of grass or her dog. It's honestly surreal. When I'm out,
Grass?
yeah, yeah, handfuls
Okay.
of grass. When I'm
Yeah, I want some
outside,
grass.
but when I'm outside and have to smoke, I now drive to a spot off the property just to get personal space. If I stay
Mm,
near my car, she'll follow me and stand right in front of it, waving at me in a pageant style, fingers pressed together wave. I don't even make eye contact. She'll do it for like 30 seconds, just smiling. It-
no.
if I drive into the parking lot, she sometimes chases my car to where I park. Last week, I was sitting, I hate this one right here coming up. Last week, I was
Mm,
sitting in my car listening to music and didn't notice her. When I looked up, she jumped up from a crouch, face pressed to my driver's side window. I felt like I had a heart attack, but I also pretended not to see her because what the fuck? Ugh.
oh my God.
So she's out at all hours. Last night it was 9 p.m. and dark. She was alone with the dog. Today it was 12:30 p.m. on a Thursday. Shouldn't she be in school? I don't know what's going on. I've never dealt with something like this before. It's gone from weird to uncomfortable to genuinely worrying. It feels unsafe for the dog and definitely even for her. I'm worried she could walk up to a weirdo and something bad could happen, or she could use
Mm-hmm.
a dog fight, or she could cause a dog fight, and her and the dogs could get seriously injured.
Right.
Is there someone I should call? How do I report this kind of
Yeah.
situation? I don't want to overstep, but this just feels wrong.
That's first off creepy. Like I say, is that she has a balloon as well. But no, somebody needs to call somebody. Like 9 p.m. She's still outside and this poor dog and she's kicking the dog.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about that. So I think somebody needs to say something.
Yeah, Child Protective
If she popped
Services, something, you know?
yeah, if she popped up on me, I might punch her.
That's the thing.
I'm
Like,
like, no, I don't like that creepy crap like that.
yeah.
You know, she's just standing there. Hello.
What was it? Oh, Nightmare on Elm Street, the jump rope girl. That 1, 2,
Ugh.
Freddy's coming for you. That's what it
Oh
makes me
my
think of.
God. Right? Man. So yeah, I think somebody needs to call somebody. CPS, the police, because where are her parents? Where's her mom?
Right?
You know, why is she always out in the middle of the day? Like she said, it's like she was at 12 o'clock. Why isn't she in school?
Right.
She's just out with this dog. Oh, maybe she killed her parents and they're in the
Oh,
house
just
just
rotting
sitting there,
away.
just rotting away.
Ugh.
And the dog is eating them and then coming out to poo them out.
Oh, no. A little finger sticking out of the poo.
Yep, sticking out of the poo, sticking out of his butt.
Oh.
So they need to. Somebody needs to call somebody
Oh,
and
yeah.
just find out where this girl belongs.
Yeah, details, you
That's
gotta give
creepy.
CPS details because I heard
Yeah,
that they
take
won't
pictures.
yeah, that they won't take it seriously unless there's, like, some really
Yeah,
details
they're
as
not
to
gonna
what's
take
going on.
yeah, if they just say she's out walking her dog, they're not gonna care. I'm like, "So, she's walking a dog."
Right. How I'm the same
Wow.
as you, though. Something jumps up from at the window like that, it's like quick reaction, like, boom! Like, "Oh, I just
Yep.
hit a child."
Uh-huh. Just hit the kid and, like, just look around and see if anybody saw you and then run in the house.
The neighbors would probably start cheering actually in that complex.
Right,
"Yeah,
right.
she deserved
Hopefully, the little
it."
girl doesn't know where she lives, because otherwise she's gonna be standing at her door,
She
and the
does.
people
She said she followed her to her apartment door the one day.
see, no,
Yeah,
uh-uh.
that's what I'm
I would
saying.
be no, because she's gonna look out the people, and that little girl's gonna be there. "Hello.
"My dog likes you."
I
"Ah!"
think my dog likes you."
Your
Oh
phone
my
rings, you
god.
pick it up. "Hi, my dog
"Hi,
likes you."
dog likes you. I think my dog likes you."
Turns out she's been dead for 100 years.
Oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing? She was the little girl that got murdered in her apartment 20 years ago, and she's coming back to, and everybody still sees her because she's asking for help.
That means that the dog is dead too, and that poor dog is spending eternity with an abusive girl. Like,
Exactly.
what did that poor dog do?
Uh-huh, and that's how what happened. So it's all gonna come out that she walked up to somebody and, "I think my dog likes you." And he's like, "Oh, okay, really?" Yink, 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 yink. Yep,
So,
that's what it is.
so
I see dead people.
so let's move on from this, shall we?
Please.
Because I'm creeped out.
Ooh, I'm glad it's during the daytime. We can get that out of our heads.
Right. So the next one is, "Am I the asshole? Cremated," is all it says. So
Ooh.
they go on to say, "So first I would like to say that this is both harsh and sad, and I apologize to anyone I offend. My uncle died at the age of 26 from a drug overdose, and my mom OD'd later on at the age of 44.
Yep.
Neither of their parents wanted the ashes. My grandmother gave me my uncle's ashes, and I had to pick up my mom's. I'd cut ties with my mother 4 years prior to her overdosing because the drug usage was the worst it's ever been, and I just had my
Oh.
firstborn." Yeah. So, needless to say, I pity my mom for the life she lived, but I don't feel much for her because she was horribly addicted my entire life and
Mhm.
continuously put my sister and I at risk and in danger. To put it in perspective, before I cut her off, I was buying her groceries because she needed to eat. They've been writing they've been riding in the car with me for over 2 years now. So we're talking about the ashes. Have been riding in
Oh,
her
I
car with
thought the
her.
groceries.
No. The
Ah.
ashes have been in the car with her for over 2 years now because I have no idea what to do with their remains. I have no special place that we shared. I really don't know much about them because of their usage. I don't know what to do. Please help. It's not so much am I the asshole, but sounds like it's more advice. But
Yeah, I
what would you
mean,
do?
spread them out on on the street somewhere. Put them in the ocean.
Yeah.
Mix them with some fentanyl. That's what they wanted. Get that one last high. I mean, if she doesn't wanna bring him into the house, or whatnot, just I mean, keep him in the trunk of the car, like, where you've been doing, driving around with some ashes, I don't know.
I
But yeah,
this yeah.
go to the ocean and spread them out in there. Just,
Well,
let it,
this yeah. I mean, this is the thing, like, you need to check, first off, with your state or local agencies because there are places that's illegal to dump ashes. Uh,
please.
se Second of
We
all,
ain't checking for nobody. I'm dumping ashes.
well, you can't do it at Disney World, so
You can't? Oh,
no.
you can't do anything in Florida, but whatever.
But so this is something that I always think about, like, when you get cremated, people, like, keep your ashes in an urn on a mantle or
Mhm.
whatever, at, like, what point does, like, the family members that, like, this gets passed down to, like, don't care about this? And, like, you're kinda stuck with these ashes, and it's expensive to put someone even in ashes in the ground or in a mausoleum or what have you.
Yeah.
So, you hear stories about people's ashes ending up at the Goodwill and stuff. Because, like, well, what do you do with it? Like, I don't wanna end up at the Goodwill. You know?
I'll make sure you don't. I'll put you right on the mantle.
Listen, just sprinkle me out somewhere. Like,
Okay, sprinkle you on the chairs at the Castro.
no, in the flower beds of the what was it, the mallard
Oh,
in
yes,
California.
exactly. Mhm.
But yeah, I think about that all the time. Like, what happens to these ashes that keep getting passed down, or the person who's really attached to this other person, like they pass, and then what do you do with these ashes? Someone has suggested like if you don't know of a place that they like going to, like maybe a place that you enjoyed, and sprinkle the ashes there.
Right.
But yeah, basically, like the consensus was get rid of these ashes, dump them in the
Just
trash,
yeah,
something.
exactly. That's what I say. I was just like, just spread them out somewhere and be done with it.
I mean,
Um,
they're no longer there. I mean, in my mind, they're no longer there in those ashes. So
right. Long as you say a little something and while you're spreading them out so that they can just be free. Don't throw them in the trash. That's just horrible.
if you don't, someone else will.
Exactly. But that's don't throw them in the trash. But yeah, just find somewhere nice, somewhere peaceful, so that their soul can rest. Because they've been on that shit for so long. So yeah, just find somewhere special that you think you would like, and spread their ashes there, and be done with it. Go wash your hands afterwards.
Yeah, please don't go eat food after that or rub your
Right.
eyes.
I saw something where someone was snorting their parents' ashes with their
Uh,
with their with their booger sugar.
I mean, if they
And
if they were laced with fentanyl when they
that's what they were
died.
doing. And this is a true story. They were snorting it. I was just like, bruh, what's going on with people? All we used to do was snort glue. Yes.
Puff paint. Like, what
Okay,
happened to the
these
good old
people out,
days?
yeah, these people out here snorting bodies.
There was one of those shows, kinda like that My Obsession type shows, and, someone was eating the ashes of their
Yeah,
loved
they were.
one. Ugh,
Yeah, they were.
ugh.
Just, I swear, these people nowadays, disgusting. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. On that note, that's all I had this week.
Wow. And I forgot to mention, hey, rest in peace to Val Kilmer. Passed
Oh,
away this
yeah.
week from what was it, pneumonia, and probably some other complications as he was ill. But really liked Val Kilmer. In what was it? He would always what was that movie, that Western he played in, and he
Oh,
played Doc Holliday.
was it Young Gun I don't know if it's Young Guns. It
I
was
forgot
one
what the
of
name of it,
those,
but
yeah.
I always liked him because he was like, "I'll be your Huckleberry."
Yeah.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Val Kilmer.
Hey, he was one of the
Um,
good Batmans too.
yeah, it was
Not
a
many
good
people
Batman.
realize that he was Batman at one point.
Yeah. And he was in Top Gun with my husband Tom
Ugh.
Cruise.
Someone had told me
So
that in the new Top Gun that he didn't really talk much because of, the cancer or whatever that he had, that he
right,
didn't really
he
have any
didn't.
lines.
But it was still very impactful and
Hmm.
powerful. And it's sad because he died in Top Gun as well too. But just recently,
Spoiler
Tom
alert.
Cruise. I know, huh? If you please, it's an Oscar-winning movie. Everyone saw that. If you haven't
Ex
seen it, I don't know what's wrong with
except
you.
for me.
But yeah, except for you. But Tom Cruise just this week did, as he is promoting the new ooh, Mission Impossible Dead
Mm,
Reckoning, the next one.
okay.
Um, he paid tribute to Val and did a moment of silence. So that was really nice
Aw.
of him, as always. So yeah, rest in peace, Val Kilmer.
Well, thank you again, everyone, for listening, liking, subscribing. I mean, put the F's in chat for Val Kilmer. Uh, but yeah, continue to comment, share. I love the comments, so keep it up. And
Definitely.
anything else you want to take us out on, Franklin?
You know what? Just don't go snorting ashes, and if you see the little girl with the balloon, run.
On that note, bye.
Bye.